Hello! I have seriously tried to film this video like 3 or 4 times, but I have 4 kids and things happen. So here we are today. I just wanted to sit down and make a video talking about a couple of things. First, I've had a lot of time this last month to really kind of think about what it is why I'm doing this YouTube thing. Why do I have a channel and why am I even putting any effort into this? And I feel like I've kind of got lost along the way as far as what the answer to that was. And when I first was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis about 4 years ago, just like anything that when you're first diagnosed with or get news that you might have to deal with something, I feel like a lot of people Google this and want to know more information. I think for me, I wanted to know as much as I possibly could. And so I didn't feel like at the time there was a lot of good content on YouTube regarding multiple sclerosis. There is a lot of, I feel like more channels now, and it's getting bigger and it's awesome. But that is really why I started my channel in the first place. And so I do want to focus more on that and to have discussions about MS and all that entails. I feel like that's a big subject to cover, and it's a way to document my life as I live it with MS and raising 4 young children. Anyway, that is my plan, and I am super excited. So for today's video, I wanted to address a topic that I get asked a lot, and that is, what medications are you taking? And I also get asked, what medication were you on while you were pregnant, if I was on any medication? So I'm just going to do a quick rundown of when I was first diagnosed. I was prescribed Copaxone, which is an injection that you do. I did it 3 times a week. Wasn't my favorite, but I did well with it. I didn't have any problems with it. And then I got pregnant with my 4th baby, and my doctor had me come off of it. Some doctors are okay with you being on it while you're pregnant, and others aren't. And my doctor wanted me to come off of Copaxone, so I did. And then I didn't take any medication while I was pregnant or while I was breastfeeding. So there was a period of about 2 years where I wasn't on any medication at all. And thankfully for me, I didn't have any disease progression in that time either, which happens a lot. I mean, if you are pregnant and you are breastfeeding, your body has usually enough immunosuppressants to keep the disease at bay. So I was fortunate and didn't have any problems during that time. After I was done breastfeeding, it was at that time I knew I was done having kids. That was my last baby, and which means I could take a medication that wasn't as severe. The consequences, because I wasn't going to have any more kids, I could take a medication that I didn't have to worry about the risks of getting pregnant, because that's not the plan. So my doctor at that time prescribed me, we were considering taking Tysabri, which is an infusion just once a month, which when I heard that, I'm like, sign me up, because that sounds amazing, just to go once a month and have an infusion and get it over with, instead of 3 injections 3 times a week. But unfortunately that didn't work out, because there are some risks associated with any medication, but specifically with Tysabri, there is a risk of contracting a virus called PML, which basically affects your brain and is usually fatal. So one of the things that they test you for before you start Tysabri is to see if you have the JVC. There's a virus called, I think, JVC. I could be wrong, but it's something like that. And a lot of people have been exposed to it, and usually it's not even a big deal. And the issue is they test you to see if you have antibodies in your system from this virus. So they tested me. I did have antibodies, and I had a high number of antibodies. If for whatever reason you have these antibodies, you are at a even higher risk of developing PML. So because my disease isn't super advanced and I'm doing really well at this point, it's really not worth the risk of developing PML, because there are other options that I haven't even explored, and it's just not worth it. And so at this time, so the Tysabri was off the table. My doctor then offered, the next choice was to take Aubagio, which is just a pill that I take once per day, which is super easy. I have actually been taking Aubagio now for a year and a half, and I haven't had any major problems with it. It's worked really well for me. In fact, I have not had any disease progression in that time. All my MRIs have been stable, and there hasn't been any changes. So it's worked really well for me individually. The only symptoms that I've had or side effects with it is when I first started taking it, and I have been asked this question before too, like what side effects have I had while taking Aubagio? And because there's a lot of side effects that they list, but really the only one that I've for sure fully experienced was hair loss, and that was just in the beginning when I first started taking it. If you've ever had a baby, after you have a baby, like for me, all 4 babies, this happened around 3 months after I have a baby. I just lose a bunch of hair, and it's usually around my hairline. It's super annoying, but it grows back, and then you just have like these wispies forever. It's just annoying, but that's what happened, and it grew back, and I haven't had any more problems, and it's not continued to fall out or thin or anything like that. So really, it's been a great medication for me. As far as vitamins go, I do take several different vitamins. I think it's important for anybody to get their blood work done, to just check to see what their levels are for their vitamins, because I think that there's probably more people than not that are deficient in something. And I do have a vitamin D deficiency as well as a vitamin B12 deficiency. And so I do take oral tablets for vitamin D, and that has helped me maintain my vitamin D levels. My B12, my body is not able to absorb B12 for whatever reason. So I do take, I do an injection once a month. When I first started out, it was once a week for a month, and then now it's just once a month. I just shoot it right into my thigh muscle. If you want to see a video of me doing that, I'll be happy to show you how that works. Anyway, so I just do that once a month, and then I take calcium because I'm 35 and I'm done having kids, and that's what was recommended to me by my OB. And what else? Calcium. Oh, I take fish oil. I also take liquid turmeric. It's supposed to be good for inflammation. Anyway, I try and stay on top of that kind of thing just because I feel like it does make a difference. Honestly, the biggest difference that I've noticed with taking the vitamins is my energy level. I didn't even know how tired I was. I know like 80% of people with MS suffer from fatigue, and I felt like I was just a walking zombie most of the time. And my B12 injections and vitamin D, I feel like those two things have helped significantly with that. Also, eating healthy definitely affects my energy levels too. So that's about it for this video. If you have any questions regarding my medications, or if you did want to see, I'd be happy to show you the B12 injection. It's really not a big deal, and how that works. I can do that. If you have any other subjects that you want me to talk about or any questions, I have gotten a lot of questions in my comments on my other videos, and I think I'm going to try and make a video addressing those. But anyway, let me know down in the comments if you have any videos that you want me to make, any subjects that you are interested in talking about. I'll be happy to do that. And I will catch you guys later. Thanks.